Ask the ladies to rate themselves on a scale of 1 to 10.
I'd say I'm a 10.
3的
10. 10. 10.
Send the asteroid. Y'all are, come on, 10s.
Absolutely. What would you rate yourself, Brian?
6.5 on a good day. Hubris, like delusional to rate yourself as a 10. So y'all are perfect.
Yep, perfect.
Yeah, bruv, come on. If you guys are 10s, then there's no girl that's better looking than you.
I love all women.
Every girl is a 10.
I don't.
Every woman.
Every woman's a 10? Is every guy a 10?
No.
Absolutely not.
Hold on, whoa. Every woman's a 10, but not every guy's a 10.
Just because I love women.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna rate you guys, but none of you are a 10.
You just rated us.
No, I'm not
saying
gonna
we're
give
not a
you,
10?
but none of you are 10s.
That's fine.
Yeah, we
That's
didn't
your
ask.
opinion.
If you've just seen this video, you will have noticed how feminism actually lies to women, how young women don't realize the trap they're being set up in, and how believing they are all 10s and guys are never 10s. This is just a simple example of gender-based hypocrisy, in my opinion. So, in the video, the guy asks the girls how they would rate themselves on a scale of 1 to 10. All the girls who respond say that they're 10, without any hesitation. And guys, if you just saw those girls, you probably know what their actual score might be, but none of them is a 10. This just goes to show how deluded feminism has made women these days and entitled them to think they're some sort of queens who can never be wrong and never do wrong. Such clips are also a great example of how women are not the prize they think they are, and how women think they are superior to men, and they base that because of their ability to bring life. Let's talk about why modern women hate the idea of guys having their own lives and doing things their own way. Why do these women raise objections when men live their lives in a way that satisfies their wants and desires? Why does it cause such a problem for women when men decide they don't need women in their lives any longer, or that they simply can't handle the drama of a relationship? Women in general, and feminists in particular, tell men what they want from them, but they typically complain when we provide it to them precisely how they want it. The ability for males to make their own decisions should excite feminists who advocate gender equality, according to theory. It's similar to a bunch of males that treat women with the same level of disdain that men are frequently shown by women. But regrettably, they opt for excellent results rather than exceptionally high accountability. The only way to ensure a high-quality outcome is to acquire the heart and mentality of a man who works harder than they do and provides for them throughout his life. Men are expected to perform greater tasks while providing women with a larger share of the rewards. Now that some males have understood this and are backing off, it is tough for the women who are fighting for equality. Men will be able to tell when they are being exploited if they are told that they are required because they are expected to do far more than their share and provide women with at least half of the wealth. In spite of what women claim, if men treat women equally, more men would go their own way, which is not something that women are not happy about either. In the past, men used to experience less agony and suffering when they died in the war, at least in the past. However, nowadays, a man who gets divorced and loses his house, children, wife, and sense of purpose is in a far worse situation than a man who dies on the battleground. Women simply want us to accept the bait and fight them in a stage game. Love is our battleground. Projecting vulnerability gives women power because it encourages men to step up, get engaged, and take care of them. However, as women project power more and more, males will go their own way and seek out other motivations for living in addition to defending women. Why should we still be here if women don't require our protection? Women want men to remain by their side, take care of them, and listen to their issues, but they also want men to believe that they are not dependent on them. With the promise of freedom from males, feminism has devastated the majority of Western women. Women need males more than they realize because they are unhappy at work and are turning into crazy, lonesome cat ladies, but they won't confess it as long as it is taboo to do so. In the future decades, as our culture gets more conservative, they will eventually come to recognize it. The fact that women feel entitled might be understandable from some aspects, but the fact that they feel too entitled, which means they feel entitled just because that's how it is the topic of discussion and debate here. And is even more so because society has jumped on the woke feminist bandwagon that calls for equality in every aspect of life, and yet still continues to support women to feel entitled to everything a man does, earns, and produces is just perplexing, to say the least. I hope that women realize the hypocrisy with which they live, expecting everything to be taken care of on one hand, and then marching the streets with banners for equality on the other. One thing is for sure though, manipulation is the primary tool that modern women have and use against men. They're used to it since their teenage years and will continue to use it till their last breath. They will try to use your emotions against you in order to fulfill their own wishes, because as we all know, they feel entitled. They will try to manipulate you into buying them gifts, into being okay with them seeing other people, into moving closer to where they work, and into believing in whatever they want you to believe. There's no end to it, and it frequently succeeds with weak men. They are primarily chasing one thing, and they will put up with abuse solely for the sake of that one thing, which we all know. Thus, they fall for the manipulative tactics of women, both intentionally and unknowingly. One thing is for sure though, and this is something I regularly say on these videos because it's just so important to understand. Manipulation is the primary tool that modern women have and use against men. They're used to it since their teenage years and will continue to use it till their last breath. They will try to use your emotions against you in order to fulfill their own wishes because as we all know, they feel entitled. It's beyond me how women feel they can trample on society and men and believe the world still owes them love and respect. All of these women got a rude but necessary awakening to what real life is about and how you can't mess with other people just because you feel like it. These women got humbled because they completely deserved it. Another thing that's striking here is that these women don't even realize they're doing something wrong. They're so incredibly entitled that they think whatever they're doing is completely normal. Their entitlement is totally unwarranted, as one woman asked what men bring to the table. And kudos to the guy who told her exactly what men bring to the table. Throughout their lives, men are supposed to do everything for women and literally dedicate their lives to providing for, protecting, and helping women. And you know what? Men do that with a lot of joy, and it brings them a lot of satisfaction when they know they're being the providers. It gives them a solid purpose because they know they're doing justice to what the universe meant for them to do. They do it proudly because that's in their nature. I'm talking about high-value men, not a simp who starts crying if he gets rejected by a girl. But the question is, why is it that women expect everything from a man, especially when all they can do now is talk about equality and how men have oppressed them and controlled them? It's quite true that modern women have become too entitled. As I said, women's entitlement is unwarranted, and men really don't need to sugarcoat things for women anymore because they've clearly got the wrong idea about their role in modern society. Men need to make sure to put a woman in her place if she makes any unwarranted or untrue claim based on her overly inflated ego and entitlement. From the clip, you can clearly see that with such entitlement, the younger generation of women is only going to be even more entitled than the ones before. No matter how they look or what their personality may be, they will believe they're a perfect 10, while every guy will be like a 5 for them. Do you know where this will go eventually? It will go to that point where no guy will want to approach women or date them, as it is happening now, but on a bigger level. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love by liking this video and subscribing to the channel.